Hey, this is Gina Versa from the Waffle Press Movie Podcast. Have a special interview today. Today we're talking to the one of the creators of the upcoming show, The Invincible Fight Girl. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the inception for the show?
Sure. Yeah. The show kind of came from my own love of wrestling, and primarily wanting to find a way, in an animated form to talk about what it was like, to have something that you're passionate about and have a dream, and what are all of the ways that that changes you in your pursuit of that dream, and what are all of the ways that that changes the community that you're in, and all of the
Mhm.
different adversities that you might face and obstacles.
Yeah, no, it comes across, really well in the first couple episodes that I saw. It's really, really great. Yeah, can you talk a little bit about kind of what your favorite era of wrestling was? Because I could see like a lot of like influence of, maybe like 90s wrestling, things like that.
Sure. For me, Attitude Era.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was raised on. Um, and I always say, like, I used to think that, you have to keep in mind I was a very young kid
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it was stuff, but I thought like Undertaker was like really like a dead guy.
Oh, okay.
And so like I was really like, when people fought him, I was like, God, they can't beat him. He's fucking undead, you know?
Hmm.
But to me, that was the era that I came up on, and like, we would go to school and like inappropriately be like, saying rock quotes to our teachers and stuff, and and wearing t-shirts and things like that. So for me, that was where I was like hooked, and I was like, it 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 mystified me.
Yeah, no, that's like, yeah, that's probably that was probably my era as well. I do like the 80s, but yeah, Attitude Era is pretty great. Do you have like a favorite wrestler? I'm not sure if it's The Undertaker.
Uh, it's got to be between Undertaker and Randy Savage.
Oh, okay.
Randy Savage's promos were just so like, I felt like I was in a fever dream watching them, and I could just watch them over and over again. Um, and something about, his energy and his personality, and like just how hard he committed, just felt like, yes, this is like the quintessential wrestler to me.
Yeah, no, he's yeah, he was really good. I love just doing a Randy Savage impression too. Yeah. Yeah, then can you talk a little bit just did you have because one of the worlds in the movie excuse me in the show is accounting. Do you have any personal reason for accounting being this other planet or
We've sort of thought that in this world that is like entirely wrestling based, like what is something that could be the most like diametrically opposed to that? And something we sort of arrived to that we thought was funny was accounting.
Mhm.
If everyone else is like hitting people over the head with chairs, like
Yeah.
the hard opposite of that is just like sitting at a chair, like dealing with numbers. Um, but we were also very interested in trying to find a way to depict it so that it wasn't necessarily like, shitting on accountants, because some,
Yeah.
some of my best friends are accountants,
Mhm.
but instead just portraying it as like a different way of living and existing within your passion.
Yeah, no, it's like, just like two separate worlds. Yeah. And counting's pretty, useful, especially like end of the year for
Yeah.
taxes. Yeah. And then can you talk a little bit about the voice cast? I love just the, energy of a lot of the voice actors, and then also to the opening narration just from Keith Davis, pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that was probably one of the most fun parts for us, was finding a cast and really working with them to not only capture what I felt like was the sort of wrestling intensity, but also just there's moments where we very much like kind of dip into anime stuff, and like
Hmm.
got characters with inner monologues. And so a lot of our cast was sort of the first time like really getting to play with that. And there's a different intonation to your voice of that you have to affect in order to be really good when you do those. And so it was really a fun challenge to work with a lot of people who were not had not been given the opportunity to do things like that before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it can't, everyone does such a good job. And then you mentioned anime. Is there any like anime influences specifically on the show or? Very curious.
Uh, Hajime no Ippo is a big one. One of my favorite shows. It's a
Hmm.
boxing anime. Hunter x Hunter is a big one, and One Piece as well.
Yeah.
Um, some of the things that we've really looked at in shows like Hunter x Hunter and Hajime no Ippo were the ways that they were able to infuse so much beautiful storytelling into their fighting and into their conflict, so that it felt like it wasn't just okay, turn the TV off, or turn the sound down. Characters are just fighting, but
Mhm.
rather there are opportunities for problem solving to occur. There's opportunities for ideals to clash, opportunities for philosophies to sort of meet and butt up against each other, and there's opportunities for characters to grow and change. And so for me, that was something that in the Western animation space, I felt like I hadn't seen a whole lot. And so we were really, really focused in trying to soak up as much as we could from those and apply those lessons to our show.
Yeah, it comes across really well. I'm a big anime fan, so I was really digging some of the fights and everything. So yeah, and I'm sure like anything like Dragon Ball Z or as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we tried very hard to imitate those sound effects. So
Yeah, yeah, they did a great job. And then can you talk a little bit about just working with Adult Swim, just developing the show? Were you like a fan growing up or anything?
absolutely. I mean, I feel like Toonami kind of raised me.
Hmm.
That stuff was so formative to the ways that I think about storytelling and the way that I um, just all my tastes now. I was just telling someone else like I have vivid memories of watching Goku go Super Saiyan and like beat Frieza and be like, okay, like the Namek saga is finally over. Like we're gonna see what happens next, and then the show would just like rerun back to the start of the Frieza saga.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, come on, guys,
Hmm.
what happens next? So that stuff raised me. And it feels a little surreal, and also I feel exceptionally fortunate for our show to exist on that same platform with some of those things.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, I was really digging it, and yeah, no, really excited to see it come up for the premiere. Yeah, any like hopes that you have for the show? I know that it's just launching. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah, I hope that the audience finds it, the audience that is supposed to find it. I hope they find it, and I hope that it becomes someone's favorite cartoon, because that's kind of what we were trying to do when we made it. We were thinking about a lot of the stuff that became our favorite cartoons growing up. And so that's sort of the hope, right? Is that someone else finds it and just latches onto it, and it kind of informs their whole personality and the way that they think about things and the stuff that they want to make going forward.
Yeah, no, that's great. And then just kind of like winding down here, if this, people of animation or just a gate, this could be like a gateway to wrestling for some, viewers of the show. Any wrestling matches that you want to recommend people check out as a fan?
Oh man, there's too many to name. I don't even have any in my head. I would just say if they can go back and watch not current Rock, though current Rock is great,
Yeah.
but uh Rock when he was a bad guy, which
Uh-huh.
a lot of people don't who know him now don't know that he used to be a bad guy. Go back and watch him when he was a heel. Um and just, there's compilations on YouTube, and just watch that and be amazed, because he was one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, no, he was a great heel. Yeah, it's a shame, and also in his movies, he's just just heroes now.
Right, right.
Yeah, but yeah, just kind of wrapping up. I know the show premieres November 2nd. Anything you want to promote, social media or anything, or
Yeah, I'm not on social media, but I think a lot of the crew is, so go follow them. We've got some comedians who are voices for us too. Tony Baker,
Mhm.
Angel, Akita Moore. Go tell them that you saw the trailer, or send the trailer to them. Yeah, retweet it, throw it out there, blast it. Yeah, watch the show.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's a yeah, good sentiment to end on. Yeah, I hope to all right, I hope viewers check out the show. Premieres November 2nd. So yeah, it was really great talking to you as well.
Likewise, likewise. Thank you so much.